Imagine the New York Jets shaking up their roster in a major way, trading away longtime stars to kickstart a full rebuild, yet holding on to one player as if he's the team's golden goose. That's the dramatic story unfolding right now, and it's got fans buzzing. But here's where it gets controversial. While cornerback Sauce Gardner heads to the Indianapolis Colts and defensive lineman Quinnen Williams packs his bags for the Dallas Cowboys after blockbuster deals on Tuesday, star wide receiver Garrett Wilson remains firmly off the table. Is this a smart long-term strategy, or is the Jets front office playing favorites? Let's dive into the details and see why this decision could redefine the franchise's future. Stick around, because the twists ahead might surprise you. First off, for those new to football, a fire sale in the NFL means a team is aggressively trading valuable players, often to clear space for younger talent or to gather draft picks for rebuilding. The Jets are clearly in rebuild mode after a rough start, but they're drawing a hard line with Wilson. According to SNY's Connor Hughes, the 25-year-old is untouchable in trade talks. And NFL insider Jordan Schultz echoed that sentiment with more context. Wilson, entering his fourth season with the team, has been a consistent powerhouse. Picture this. He's racked up over 1,000 receiving yards in each of his first 3 campaigns. That's like dominating the airwaves, catching passes left and right to move the ball down the field. So far this season, in just 6 games, he's hauled in 36 catches for 395 yards and 4 touchdowns. To put that in perspective for beginners, yards measure how far the ball advances, and touchdowns are the ultimate scoring plays, so Wilson's numbers show he's a game changer, even on a struggling team. But here's the part most people miss. Despite his standout stats, Wilson hasn't been perfect lately. He suffered a hyperextended knee injury, which, for those unfamiliar, is when the knee joint stretches too far, causing pain and swelling, but thankfully not the severe damage that could sideline him long-term. Sources from ESPN confirm he avoided anything too serious, and head coach Aaron Glenn recently told reporters that Wilson is set to return to practice this week, gearing up for the Jets' home game against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. It's a relief for fans, as injuries like this can derail seasons, but Wilson's resilience highlights why the Jets see him as key. Diving deeper into his value, Wilson locked in a lucrative 4-year, $130 million contract extension during the offseason, keeping him with the team through 2030. This deal underscores the Jets' commitment. It's like signing a blockbuster actor for a multi-picture deal because his star power guarantees success. Interestingly, the Jets also signed cornerback Ahmad Gardner to a 4-year, $120.4 million pact this offseason, but they flipped their plans and dealt him away on Tuesday. This contrast raises eyebrows. Gardner, another high-priced talent, is gone, while Wilson stays put. And this is the point that sparks debate. Does Wilson's position as a wide receiver make him more invaluable than a cornerback? Critics might argue the Jets are prioritizing offense over defense in a sport where stopping the other team is half the battle. But supporters could counter that Wilson's ability to stretch the field creates opportunities for the whole team. What do you think? Should the Jets have traded Wilson instead to accelerate their rebuild? Simply put, Wilson's importance shines through in the stats. Even after missing the last 2 games due to his injury, he tops the Jets in receiving yards with 395. The next closest is tight end Mason Taylor at 242 yards. Tight ends are versatile players who line up near the line of scrimmage, catching passes and blocking. Then there's wideout Tyler Johnson with 187 yards in 7 games, and Josh Reynolds as the only other wide receiver over 100 yards at 101. These numbers illustrate how Wilson is the Jets' primary target for big plays, making him indispensable in both the short-term and long-term plans. As the 1-7 Jets pivot into a serious rebuild, armed with a bounty of draft picks from these trades, Wilson represents both their present firepower and future hope. Draft picks are like lottery tickets in the NFL. Teams use them to select top talent from college, potentially building a championship squad from scratch. In the meantime, New York is eyeing the back half of the season with optimism, aiming for consecutive wins, starting with the Browns matchup. It's a pivotal moment. Can Wilson lead them to a turnaround, or will the rebuild take its toll? This situation isn't without its controversies. The Jets' willingness to ship out franchise cornerstones like Gardner and Williams, players who were seen as foundational, while clinging to Wilson, suggests a bold gamble on offensive stardom. Some might say it's a nod to the modern NFL's pass-heavy era, where receivers like Wilson can outshine defenders in terms of fan appeal and on-field impact. But is this fair to the traded players, or could it backfire if the defense crumbles without them? And here's another layer. With Wilson's contract locking him in until 2030, are the Jets risking inflexibility if he hits a slump? Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you make of the Jets' strategy? Do you agree they're smart to keep Wilson, or should they have traded everyone for a clean slate? Let's discuss.